This is Help Wanted, SpongeBob's first episode. The episode starts with narrator introducing us to the Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob SquarePants. Then we see SpongeBob waking up, and I don't really know how my man woke up so calm for the noise this thing is made. But either way, SpongeBob tells Gary that today's the day, and then proceeds to jump from his trampoline into his pants. And I forgot to say this, but for some reason Gary just has no emotion this episode. SpongeBob goes to work out, and he struggles so much to lift some teddy bears. Maybe these are like real weights disguised. Or not, because they actually make this squeaky sound when it falls on the ground. But now SpongeBob is hyped up, and it goes out, I'm ready, I'm ready. That's actually kinda crazy that we got this iconic meme in the first SpongeBob episode. And I mean, my man is bolting towards the Krusty Krab, and Patrick even gives him some motivation. When he arrives to the Krusty Krab, he introduces it as some 5-star Gordon Ramsay restaurant. But we all know it really isn't. But at the last second, my man SpongeBob chickens out. But luckily, Patrick is there to give him some extra motivation. This episode is included in the golden era of SpongeBob, which means Patrick is less of a dick than he is in the normal episodes. I don't really know, I can't stop to think, why did it make Patrick such a bad friend in the newer episodes? Either way, Patrick gives SpongeBob so much motivation that he storms to the Krusty Krab. And Squidward sees this and goes to warn Mr. Krabs. But he's too late and SpongeBob enters. I've been waiting my whole life until the day that I can join the Krusty crew. But SpongeBob trips on a nail and bounces all over the Krusty Krab. Finally come to a stop right in front of Mr. Krabs and Squidward. He asks when he can stop working, but Mr. Krabs just makes fun of his legs instead. Then Squidward takes Mr. Krabs to the back and just says, no. I mean, Squidward is literally the #1 SpongeBob hater from day one. Either way, Mr. Krabs being unable to say no, asks SpongeBob to go and get hydrodynamic spatula with turbo drive and starboard attachments. We as the audience understands really quickly that Mr. Krabs just made this up on the spot. But my man SpongeBob doesn't really get that. And I mean, I feel kinda bad, just look how happy SpongeBob looks. After that, SpongeBob goes to a mission to find the hydrodynamic spatula that doesn't even exist. But Mr. Krabs and Squidward just laughs, but just wait, they will have the karma coming. After SpongeBob leaves the Krusty Krab, a lot of buses swarm the Krusty Krab. And somehow, with Mr. Krabs' weird sense of smell, he can smell that this is anchovies. And before they can react, thousands of anchovies swarm the Krusty Krab. But it's okay, because my man Squidward will fix this.
Why don't we all be reasonable and wait in line?
Cut to SpongeBob, which has finally made his way to the bargain mart. And it low-key goes very well for SpongeBob, like very well. Cut to the Krusty Krab, where Squidward and Mr. Krabs are fighting for their lives in a big swarm of anchovies. And my man SpongeBob is just chilling, walking between the aisles in the bargain mart. And at this point, there is just a big sea of anchovies in the whole Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs and Squidward get tossed around like crazy, but they manage to cling onto a pole, which kinda saves their life. But on the other hand, they disrespected my man SpongeBob, so this is what they get. I don't feel bad. But in the last second, my man SpongeBob comes with a made-up spatula to save Mr. Krabs and Squidward. Just one question. How? This spatula wasn't real. So a good question could be, how did SpongeBob find it? But after finding this, he flew into the kitchen to prepare the food for anchovies, we technically haven't even ordered yet. And then we get a fun montage of SpongeBob preparing some patties, with a banger song choice of living in the sun like loving in the moonlight. I'm not gonna lie to you, I love that song for real. But I just can't help to wonder, how does my bro know how to cook Krabby Patties? How does SpongeBob know about the secret formula? I mean, he straight up went to the kitchen and cooked up some Krabby Patties. I'm gonna try to not overthink, but for real, it's hard. SpongeBob swings out these Krabby Patties left and right like a machine, and then the anchovies leave. Then we can see Mr. Krabs with a fat bag of money, which is kinda weird, but just hear me out. We actually never saw the anchovies pay, so how did Mr. Krabby get a hold of that money? And obviously, after all that, SpongeBob gets hired. It would be kinda weird if he didn't, because I mean, he literally just saved their life. Then Patrick arrives asking for a Krabby Patty, but SpongeBob gets way too excited. He actually makes so many that he swings Patrick out of the Krusty Krab, and then the episode ends. Okay, so now let's critique the episode. So it's gotta start and say that I love how they got the full foundation of the SpongeBob series laid out in one episode. Honestly, it's amazing, down to every single minor detail from every single character. Just look at them. I mean, just look at SpongeBob for example. He's even better in this episode than he is now. And just don't talk about Patrick. This episode nailed Patrick. I really liked how he was being a better friend and actually helping SpongeBob in this episode, rather than in the new episodes. He's just kind of being a dick and just makes everything worse. I've already said this once, but I will say it again. I don't know why they chose to make Patrick this way that he is now. I think that was a bad idea, honestly. So the character is great in this episode, except maybe one character, and that's Gary, because he doesn't really say anything. I don't really know if he knows he's alive in this episode. But rather than Gary, everybody was a great person in this episode. I loved it. But I just gotta wonder, who cooked the Krabby Patties before SpongeBob got there? Because we saw Miss Krabs, he had money in his hand when SpongeBob got in. And we all know that Squidward and Miss Krabs, they can't really cook Krabby Patties. So if anybody know, please tell me, I really wanna know. Actually, I might look it up after this video. And we also need to take in consideration that this is the pilot episode and it will not be perfect. But I actually think this competed very good with the other pilot episode that other series had. One thing I wish we got to know more about is SpongeBob's history with the Krusty Krab. I don't know, I just think that the feeling when he got the job would be a little bit more special if we knew something like before he got the job, if that makes sense. This is actually one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes of all time. I actually like more when SpongeBob had that simple graphic design rather than what they have now. I really think that the minor details does so much, such as the bubbles come out when somebody talks or falls. It's great. And this episode got every single thing of it. I really like this episode, and I already said that, but I really do. So that seems to be the end of the video, because I don't really know what more I got to say. But thanks for watching this video. Please go and check out Max Fish and Max Masco, because I got some inspiration from their video. They're great, much better than me. But with that said, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching me reacting to SpongeBob's first episode. It's great to spend the episode, SpongeBob first